Welcome back, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers, and at last we're going to play a game of Battle of the Five Armies.
Da-da!
Let's get started. We're fresh, we know the rules, and it should give you a good idea.
Let me just qualify that. We're fresh-ish and we've just read the rules summary.
Yes, we're fresh-ish, we roughly know the rules, and we're going to do our best to show you what a game of Battle of the Five Armies by Armies Games is like. And as you can see, it's looking quite lovely. All the figures are painted, and it's quite a spectacular looking game.
Swarming like ants, formicating.
Sorry, fornicating?
No, formicating.
I'm formicating.
That's what ants do. They formicate.
Good.
Because they've got formic acid in them.
I see.
It's called formic acid because formian is the, I think, Latin word for ant. Anyway.
Thank you, Will. Right, Will, give us a quick wrap-up of that first turn.
Right, well, there's been various recruitment going on around, reinforcing here, here. Gandalf's come down. And, of course, the orcs, having swarmed in here, have now come racing across the plains and are about to cross the ford here, and also have advanced here and will soon be assaulting into here.
So it looks like a two-pronged attack from the east and the southeast.
Yes. It's going to be bloody and horrible for the
Dale.
humans.
As you can see, I've defended the eastern spur rather nicely, which is good. I brought the dwarf over from the pass there to help defend that spot because he absolutely thwacked that area last game we played, so I was determined to have it defended. Of course, he's completely ignored it and gone down south instead.
So far, anyway.
So, let's see what happens.
Possibilities are endless. Here we have the first act of violence in the game. He's spending Gandalf's concentration token and doing a blast of magic from the hills, what is it? The lower
slopes.
The lowest slopes down to the ford there where the orcs are mustering. How do you do this? What happens?
Well, it's very easy. You take this fantastic little template here, it's a great little 3D template, and you stick it on the area that you're attacking from, and yes, it does reach that area. That means I can attack. Get to see what happens. 3 dice. I need 5+. There you have it. 2 hits.
Ow, ow.
Of course, what I should be doing is Gandalf goes...
Yes, that's the overall effect.
Okay, we're just about to come up to the first combat of the game, and you can see Will's been very, very tricky. He's brought his forces around from the south, and I was so fixated on the fact that he'd be heading for Dale that I completely forgot that he could come up behind my poor 2 men of Dale there who are defending the swampy ford. So they've come up behind and attacked them.
Yes, so now they're being enfiladed, not just in the side but in the rear, and it could be a combined attack. But the advantage of attacking from here is that I don't have to cross the ford, so I don't need to roll only a 6 on the first round of combat.
It's tricky. However, I have had time to defend Dale, or to reinforce Dale rather nicely. I've brought some troops down from camp, and the ruins of Dale are well defended. So would you consider that a successful attack, Will?
Well, on one level, because, well, strategically, yes, because it got you off the ford. Unfortunately, I took some hits and didn't kill anybody, but I achieved the strategic objective, if not the tactical objective. So now the ford is open for this horde to swarm over.
The men of Dale have retreated to the north, taking a couple of hits, but they don't have to take any casualties as yet. And the Shadow Army has a total now of, what, 4 damage tokens. It's a relentless hail of arrows from the lower slopes as Gandalf directs the elven archers to pour down shafts of death.
A fusillade
of death on the orc army. This is the second time they've been hit by an archery attack, and as you can see, the hits are piling up.
So we've really got to get out of there.
This is going to mean some casualties, I think, if we can get over the number of units in damage tokens.
Go you ones. Oh, and he has nothing.
No 5 or 6s, that's very annoying.
Yes, pincushion to the ground, but that's all.
Curses.
Useless waste of time.
I had a plan, and that is to bring Bilbo on, so I'll use a character die result to place Bilbo in a region containing another Free People's character or a leadership token, and I put 5 rings on him as well.
Where will it be?
Could put him in Dale. That's where all the action is about to happen. Or in fact on the eastern slopes.
Yes, well, I should put him in Dale where he can be killed in combat.
Yeah, good point. Oh, this is interesting. The Shadow player is basically bypassing the eastern spur and going straight for camp, which seems to be the least defended area on the board. Or is he going to cross the river and go for Dale? He's certainly keeping me guessing.
Keep your enemy guessing. Strategic maneuver. Go where you least expect him.
Yes, Will has gone for the softest target. He's gone straight for camp. And of course, camp was slightly undefended because I moved some of the units over to defend Dale because I expect an attack from there. He's been feinting and dodging in like a butterfly and a bee or whatever it is.
Maoist tactics.
We'll have to start mustering up the small boys and old men to help defend the camp.
It's the Volkssturm.
Oh dear. So we played our combat cards. I have played a fierce defense, which means that my opponent's target number is 6. Will has played his unit card for the Great Orcs, which means...
Add 2 damage to the enemy army unless you eliminate all leadership tokens or use one character from that army. On reflection, not a great card to play, but anyway, it's too late.
There we go. So it's time to roll dice.
Let's see. Here we go.
Hold on.
I've got 1 black die and 4 whites. And here we go. Oh, that's no hits.
No hits.
No.
Because you needed a 6.
I needed a 6.
Which is not good at all.
It's very annoying.
Okay, I only have 2 dice to roll with a single reroll. Do you have any rerolls? Yes, you have a leadership.
I have a leadership, so I'll reroll one of them.
Get 1 reroll. It's a 3.
It's another miss.
Oh dear. So I've got 2 dice out. I need a 5 or 6 and I have 1 reroll.
No.
Oh dear. A 2 and a 3. 1 reroll. Come on.
No.
A 4.
It's just a pointless combat. Standing there flicking each other with handbags. No one damaged. What are you going to do? Oh, well, you didn't regroup, so you were going to fight on, presumably.
Indeed.
So round 2.
Unless I wish to rout, which I certainly do
Another
not.
card.
It's the second turn, and I have revealed Battle Fury. I get to add 1 to all the dice on my combat roll. And yours is?
Overmastered. Your opponent's leader reroll is cancelled.
I have Battle Fury because I'm defending my camp.
Here we go.
Roll.
Oh, that's a dismal 1 hit.
1 hit. And I'll hit on a 4, 5, or 6, but I do not get a reroll. Here we go. Come on.
No!
Oh, 1 and a 2!
And you mocked my no reroll card. Mock at your peril.
What a waste of a Battle Fury.
So you got 1 hit. Let's not forget
That's not a Battle Fury, that's just a battle dummy spit.
That's those handbags again.
Okay, it's round 3. I'm playing the Lake Men, so if my Lake Men hit, they do an additional damage. And Will is playing his Orcs.
Wild Rage. I add a leadership token at the end of the round. So
Right, now of course there's a maximum of 5 dice in each.
It's 5 or a 6. Oh yeah, baby, that's 2 hits.
And it is by the Orcs, in fact, as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because
there's
there's black dice.
Oh,
So
dear.
I get a leadership token added to my army at the end of the round.
Do you get any rerolls?
I get 1 reroll. No.
No.
2 hits though.
So I've got 2 dice.
That's a hit.
4 and a 6, but my Lake Men don't hit, so they don't do an additional damage, so I did 1 hit. Ah, but I do get a reroll. Oh, and it's a hit!
That's you.
So that does 3 damage all up.
How?
Because I did 2 hits, and the Lake Men hit, and they do 1 more damage.
Bastard.
Right, and it's looking bad because there's only 1 lone dwarf regular defending camp. Help me! Help me! But he's not going to retreat. No, no, no. In fact,
So,
we're playing this card, Captain of War, which means if when I apply damage, I can remove a leadership token to remove 2 damage tokens from my army.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm playing Vampire like because I've got a bat in the region.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's roll. That's, 3 hits. That's going to hurt.
Ouch. 3 hits.
Yes. And if I inflict at least 1 damage, I can remove the bat to inflict an additional damage. So that's 4 hits.
Ah!
For you guys.
I think it's all over. What can the dwarf do? He
Nothing.
can do nothing.
He can die pointlessly.
But I do get a reroll. No, it's a 2. Oh, hopeless rolling. It's terrible. So how many damage tokens do I take?
Well, you take 4. So that would
4.
be 5 in
So
total.
I've got 5 in there. Now I have to remove casualties, and I can remove 1 leadership token to remove 2 damage tokens.
Oh, is it going to be enough?
No,
it's
certainly
not.
not. It's all over for the dwarf, and
And you
he's
take
going
that-
to take camp.
Yes, so I can now, having defeated you, I can advance into the territory, correct?
Yes, I believe you can.
Excellent.
So, obviously, if you've played Battle of 5 Armies before and know the game, you're probably watching this video and going, what is he doing? Because he is just, while I've been thinking about the ruins of Dale and defending all this in the eastern spur, he's just sneaked right in, taken camp, and the front gate is completely undefended. I didn't even retreat that last dwarf to take up the front gate and at least get the fortifications in play. No, it's completely undefended. So I have to get someone, maybe this lone elf spearman. In fact, no, I can't make it. Oh, I just have to get someone there really, really fast and defend the front gate.
It almost
Because
defies
this stupid
belief.
little army, which is half strength or something almost, is going to take the front gate if I don't act really quickly. So it just goes to show
Misdirection.
this is only the second time we've played. I know you're laughing your heads off this kind of terrible play, but we're enjoying it.
I certainly am.
So the redoubtable elves have jumped down from the slopes to take up a defensive line and try and stop this orc army from reaching the front gate. The dwarves must be hanging their beards in shame.
Shaving them, in fact. Like French collaborators.
Where are the dwarves? There's some over here at the Eastern Spur, there's some in Dale, and they've completely abandoned their homeland over at the front gate. So much for the Lonely Mountain. Oh, that's right, we'll let the elves take care of that.
Yes, they're better fighters than we are.
Certainly faster and taller. Fate is on the good guys' side because here they are trying to attack the elves. And what did they roll in their first turn? Oh, have a look. Can you just read those very difficult ones?
That's 3 ones and 2 twos.
Oh dear. But that's going to be your one chance because, of course, I've played regroup. I'm going to retreat to the front gate as soon as humanly possible.
But I have 2
as
rerolls.
elvenly possible.
I have 2 rerolls.
2 rerolls. As soon as elvenly possible. Oh, 1 and a 3.
Dismal effort.
Obviously, the orcs are spent after their battle with the fellows in camp.
Okay, then, so you're regrouping.
No, I get to fight back.
Yeah.
I do get a round of combat.
Bastard.
So that is 3 with 2 rerolls because it's 3.
Hang on. I'm Fel Racer. Add 2 damage to the enemy army.
Yeah.
Unless you eliminate your leader.
No, I'm not eliminating. I'm not throwing Thranduil in front of my spearmen.
Wait.
Here we go. Oh, 4, a 2, and a 2. That's terrible. And we get 2 rerolls.
2 rerolls. Oh, that's 1
5
hit.
and a 4, so that's 1 hit. Gee, really not fighting very well.
Neither of us are.
And now, of course, back they go. The elves are defending front gate. How embarrassing for the dwarves.
Of course, they've left Fallen Bridge totally undefended.
There's a lot of balls to juggle with the Fellowship player.
Yes, a lot of terrain to defend and not enough units. But there I am, I'm a bit of a beleaguered garrison out there now.
Yes, your strategy is a little bit piecemeal as well, isn't it?
Yes, there's a very long supply line and no reinforcements coming up.
Oh dear, it's very tense at this point of the game. Will has just played a card called Ill Chance, which has moved the counter back on the fate track 1 space, which is very, very annoying because I wanted Thorin to come in at the front gate and reinforce the elves there. However, Bilbo has joined them at the front gate. That could be helpful to remove some damage tokens.
A hobbit. Excellent.
Gandalf and his elves have moved from the lower slopes over to Ravenhill and down to the ford at the Fallen Bridge. So they're defending that ford. No one's getting across there in a hurry. And what we have is a very isolated Shadow Player army just sitting over here outside of camp going, what do we do? I don't know which direction to go into. Well, everything else is really nice to defend it, so it's looking good for the good guys and pretty bad for the bad guys.
Listen to the hubris. We know what that comes before. Dwarves and humans are sallying out of the ruins of Dale into the plains to take on the wargs and goblins and what have you that are there.
Yes, it's brave, slightly foolhardy, but I just want to get rid of this army before it starts charging down and taking up the lower slopes and heading towards Ravenhill and everything like that. Well, I did manage to wipe out his leadership token and one of his orcs, but he's retreated up into the hills.
And done 3 damage.
And done a bit of damage to me, so don't know if that was a good idea or not, really. Oh no, the goblins have just opened the passes. They're about to come screaming out of the mountains, and it's going to get very hairy around the front gate, and I've only got a few elves there defending it. I really have got to get Thorin onto the board. That would really help.
In the meantime,
yes,
lower plains have gone.
Lower slopes have been taken. Gandalf's retreated back into Ravenhill to defend that. Whew, this is a full-on game.
Very tense.